Hi, I'm Amy and welcome to my channel. I help women in their 30s heal their attachment styles so that they can feel secure and fulfilled in their relationships. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss the fear of rejection. But before I get into that, I have got an offer on my website, which is www.amyjonescoaching.co.uk. And if you subscribe to my website, you will receive a free course on how to move on from a relationship fast. So let's discuss the fear of rejection. So I just want to make everybody aware that nobody is immune to rejection. Nobody's immune to it. But the reason why it might hurt insecure attachment styles more than a secure individual is because of the stories we are telling ourselves about the rejection. So say, for example, you've been dumped by your partner. Now, an anxious, preoccupied person might well feel this quite deeply. And it might be incredibly painful because, let's face it, rejection is never nice and it's never something that we can avoid. But what we can do is reduce the effects of rejection and learn from it and be able to process it a lot faster so that we can move on from that situation and move on with the relationship or with somebody else if we want to. Even a secure person will feel the sting of rejection, but they're not telling themselves painful narratives about it. So if you are an anxious, preoccupied person who is experienced a rejection, you might well be telling yourselves really negative stories like you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy, or that you don't deserve whatever it is that you want. If you're dismissive avoidant, you're more likely to tell stories about how defective you are and that there's something wrong with you. And you'll really notice the difference between the attachment styles. Although they both, anxious, preoccupied and dismissive avoidant, feel the sting of rejection, they will deal with it in very different ways. A dismissive avoidant will engage in coping mechanisms and will engage in activities that allow them to stop focusing on the feeling of rejection. And what this actually does, it's counterintuitive because it stops them actually healing from the rejection. So the feeling is still there, but it's being suppressed. So it doesn't go away. And what this can lead to is it could lead somebody to stop moving forward towards what they want. So if you're dismissive avoidant and a relationship's ended, you're more likely to spend really long periods being single. Whereas an anxious, preoccupied person, although they also feel the sting of rejection, they won't necessarily be that afraid of moving forward into another relationship, but they will still have these painful beliefs. They will still have these painful beliefs and painful stories in the background, which could lead to the situation happening again because they act from the trauma of the breakup. They will act like somebody's going to leave them again, or they will act like they're going to get rejected, which then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and they end up getting rejected again. So rejection can be so powerful that it can stop you making steps towards what you want. It can actually stop you progressing in life. Another example could be you went for a job interview and didn't get the job. It could stop you from going for other positions or going for promotions and can lead you to feel really stuck where you are. And this I can definitely resonate with because this is what happened to me in my relationship. So because the fear of rejection was there and it was prevalent, it would lead to really long periods of being separated because I didn't dare make steps towards what I wanted because I was so afraid that I was going to get rejected and I didn't want to deal with the pain of it. And it was only when we broke up the last time that I really looked at why that was and realised it was a symptom of my attachment style that I could start to really reprogram that fear. Now, I'm not saying that I'm immune to rejection. I'm not. And rejection does still sting, but I'm not telling myself that I'm unworthy. I'm not telling myself that I don't deserve to have what I want anymore. And like with the job situation, a secure person wouldn't make it mean like that. They'd more likely think, well, maybe I wasn't a good fit for the job, or maybe I didn't perform very well in the interview. So they're less likely to make it so personal. And because insecure attachment styles make rejection so personal, this is why it hurts so much. So how do we take steps to move past this, or at least move forward? So if you are a person that is experiencing the fear of rejection, the first thing you need to do is accept that yes, you have a fear of rejection and yes, that it is stopping you moving towards what you want. The second thing is learn how to regulate your own emotions. So if you are like me and you've got quite a busy mind, you might become quite overwhelmed by rejection, and it might send your nervous system into overdrive. So it's really important that you learn techniques to learn how to regulate your own emotions, like breath work. I do a lot of yoga. Meditation is a really good one to be able to regulate your emotions so that you can think more clearly and understand what's really going on in front of you. Because if you've experienced a breakup, especially one that's been out of the blue, what we tend to do is not check the other person's behaviour. We don't think about the circumstances with the other person, and we are more likely to instantly make it about us when it hardly ever is. It's because everybody has got their own dysfunctional subconscious patterns going on. So when you learn how to regulate your emotions and reprogram the painful beliefs that you have around rejection, going forward towards what you want becomes less frightening. I'm not saying that you won't feel uncomfortable, you probably will, but you begin to trust yourself and you begin to trust that you can carry yourself through whatever happens. So even if you are rejected, even if rejection is a possibility, you're not afraid of it so much because you know that you can move past it and you know that you can recover from it. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a like so that other people can see it. And I will see you in the next video.